Court calls State of Texas versus Fernando Castro Alvarez. This is cause number 725112. We're here today for a plea. We have an interpreter with us. It's Arlene Abrams. I've already sworn her in for other previous hearings this morning. And we're conducting this hearing on the Zoom application. We're also using YouTube to live stream the proceedings, so it's open to the public. My name is Judge Jefferson Moore. I'm sitting by assignment in the Bexar County Jail Court, and for this case, specifically for County Court at Law Number 5. And if I could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the State of Texas, please.
Andrea Mitchell for the state.
And Johnny Cisneros for Mr. Fernando Castro.
Sir, are you the same Fernando Castro Alvarez, charged by information with driving while intoxicated? Is that you, sir?
Sí.
Going to use a function of Zoom called share screen. I'm showing you a document. It's called the Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, and I'm using my cursor to circle around an electronic signature. It says Fernando C. Is this your signature?
Sí, señor.
By signing this, you're telling me two things. One, you understand normally we do pleas live in an open court, but your signature is saying that you consent to do this by video conference. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Sí, sí, señor.
Secondly, your electronic signature here, as well as all the other electronic signatures in the plea packet in front of me today, you're telling me that those are valid as if they were personally signed. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Sí, señor.
I approve the consent. Oh, one more question about the consent. The consent is in English, and all the documents that I have are in English as well. Did anyone go over these with you in Spanish?
Sí, 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 señor.
I approve the consent. I make it a part of the record. I'm scrolling down to another document, sir. It's called the Court's Admonishments. And are you familiar with this document?
Sí,
Did you go over this with your attorney?
sí, sí, correcto.
Did you understand it?
Sí.
On page 2 is an electronic signature. I'm using my cursor to circle around it. Is this your signature, sir? Turning off share screen. By signing the court's admonishments, sir, you are telling me that you understand the court's admonishments and that you understand the rights that are contained within it. Is that true?
Sí, sí, señor.
And that you're going to give up those rights. Is that true?
Sí,
And the rights you're going to give up is you the right to a trial by jury. You have a right to confront the witnesses against you. You also have the right to remain silent, which includes the right not to incriminate yourself and not plead today. Did you understand that before you signed this?
sí, sí entiendo.
By signing this, you're also telling me you understand the consequences of a plea and the sentencing range for the offense, which is anywhere up to a $2,000 fine and anywhere between 72 hours and 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand that before you signed this?
Sí, correcto, entiendo.
I approve the waiver contained within the court's admonishments, make them part of the record. And state, can you tell me what the agreement is?
The agreement is for a $0 fine, court costs, 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, credit for time served, money and time to run concurrent, and the state asks that the judgment be satisfied.
That is our agreement, Your Honor.
And addressing the defendant, is that your understanding as well, sir?
Sí,
Sir, I'm not bound by the plea bargain. I don't have to follow it. Do you understand that? If I do follow the plea bargain, then you lose your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
sí, lo entiendo.
And that's true unless I grant you permission to appeal or certain motions were filed and ruled upon. Do you understand that?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Counsel, any such rulings in this case?
No, sir, Your Honor.
If I do not follow the plea bargain, I will allow you to withdraw the plea and we'll proceed to trials if this hearing never occurred. Do you understand that?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
No.
I have some questions for your attorney. I'd like for you to listen to his answers. Then I'll have some questions for you as well. Counsel, did you advise the defendant of the consequences of pleading no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
I did, Your Honor, and on a previous case that he had, I also went over the consequences with him after speaking to an immigration attorney.
Yes, sir. And did your advice include the possible consequences of deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
Yes, sir. We had gone over that in the previous case, and I explained to him today that it was the same rules that as previously mentioned.
Yes, sir. Do you believe that your client understands the immigration consequences of his plea?
Yes, sir, he does.
Do you believe is pleading here today intelligently, knowingly, and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, he is.
And sir, did you hear what your counsel just said?
Sí,
Do you affirm your counsel advised you of the immigration consequences of a plea?
sí, señor.
Did you understand that advice?
Sí,
And understanding this advice, do you enter your plea intelligently, knowingly, and voluntarily?
sí,
Is this because the plea you're going to make is the truth?
sí,
Do you make the plea because the plea bargain is both fair and acceptable to you?
sí,
And do you understand that deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, the denial of naturalization under federal law is a likely outcome of this plea?
sí, lo entiendo.
Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense?
He has, sir.
Do you believe that he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
I believe that he is, Your Honor.
Sir, the offense of driving while intoxicated, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No me opongo.
Do you understand that you still may be found guilty under a no contest plea?
Entiendo.
Other than the plea bargain, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No,
Did anyone force you or coerce you to plead today? After going over this case with your attorney, do you believe that pleading here today is in your best interest?
sí, sí, señor.
I find that the plea is freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, but there was sufficient evidence to support the plea. You're mentally competent to enter into such a plea. I find you guilty, sir. Counsel, is there any legal reason as to why your client cannot be sentenced today?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Legal reason in accordance with agreement with the state, sir. I sentence you to, hold on, there it is, 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. Give you credit for time served. There's a $0 fine and court costs. The time and the money will run concurrent, and this is judgment satisfied. Sir, this is a plea bargain case. I follow the plea bargain, so you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You do not have the right to appeal. I'm making a certification of this for the record. Provide a copy of the certification to your attorney to provide to you. For the attorneys, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state.
Other than to address my client for 1 second, nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. We'll go ahead and conclude the hearing. We'll turn off YouTube Live and we'll allow you to address your client, unless it has to be on the record.
No, sir, it doesn't have to be on.